thanks to the supporters of channel member Sam Clegg. Okay, we've accidentally won the league off camera, and it is completely not my fault. We had 28 days without a game, and halfway through, a different game was played, and the result went our way, and we've won the league with 2 games to spare. But worry not, you've not missed the most crucial moments of the season, because here in the tie 3rd tier, winning the league doesn't even guarantee you promotion. All it's done is qualified us for a playoff. And I hate playoffs. So there is your confirmation that we've won the league, immediately followed by confirmation that all it's done is secure us a playoff spot. It's a weird situation. I mean, we are 5 points clear. I don't know why there was random matches just played in this massive gap that we've got. We last played on the 9th of September. It's the 24th of September today. We don't play again until the 7th of October. I figured I was safe playing that match and would be safe showing you the final 2 games of the season for a little bit of excitement and jeopardy. Was not the case. So I think my plan now is I'm going to play those final 2 games of the season off camera because we know we've already won the league, and we're just going to go straight into showing you the playoffs today. It's a 2-legged playoff. I'm not sure who we play. There's loads of leagues at, I've gone the wrong way. That's the amateur league. But at League 3 level, there's loads of leagues. So I don't really know how the playoff works. We're going to learn together. In the meantime, there has been a transfer window. That weird little summer transfer window that closes. I mean, it's only just closed. We haven't played a game since the transfer window closed. So we've got 2 games left after the transfer window is closed. But there have been players coming in and out of the club. Most notable departure is probably Sanoun, who was out of contract at the end of the season anyway. He had been virtually ever present for us at left back because we don't have another left back. But we decided to let him go because we had our wage budget massively reduced. It was hacked all the way down to 8,000. Luckily, earlier in the season, I put a bunch of my spare wage budget into transfer budget. I still had like 80k in there. So I was able to move that back into wage budget just to make sure we weren't disastrous, but we were still over the wage budget. So we had to get rid of some players who we were just going to let their contracts run down. We kind of had to move on a little bit earlier. So Chidi was the other one, who was one of our goalkeepers that we weren't using, and a few youngsters were released on free transfers. You can see we released quite a few players who were on non-contracts just to get us back down below the threshold. And we did bring some more players in. One of them came in permanently. Wutisak Butdi Sriraksa. He's good. He's 21 and he's good. He's got, I mean, there you go. He's good. And we also signed some players on loan. We've got Korn Thong, who's a midfielder. Thong Chai's a midfielder. We signed an entire new midfield because Sukyu got injured. And we've also signed a right winger in the shape of this guy, Jamicorn. Less positive is that we're losing all of our star players in the summer. Contracts are expiring and the really good ones are leaving. So Federico Jardin has already agreed a deal to go to Club Atletico Aldosivi, who are in Argentina. And there's nothing we could do to stop it happening. He wouldn't discuss a contract with me. He's going back to Argentina. He'll have spent a year here in Thailand. He has learnt basic Thai now, and he'll probably go back with a goal a game record and hopefully a promotion under his belt. But he is going to be leaving, and he's one of several. Sukyu is still here for now, but was injured. Lolthong, who's just broke into the team, he's going to be leaving. Promsawat is out of contract. It's probably easier for me. I mean, they're pretty much all out of contract. The loanees aren't going to come back, so we're going to lose our entire front 3. We're going to lose the back 4. We're going to have to do a complete rebuild. Whatever league we're in next year, it's a complete rebuild. So part of me is thinking, regardless of whether we get promoted or not, we might be looking for a job hunt. But first, let's not worry about any of that. We've got the boys together for the rest of the season. Nobody leaves before the playoffs, I don't think. So let me play out the last 2 matches off camera, and then I will return for the playoffs, which we'll win and get promoted and decide what to do from there. So final 2 games of the season wrapped up. We won 1 and lost 1. Only our 2nd league defeat of the season. Probably not ideal in our final league game, but fingers crossed we can go into this playoff in some lovely old form. I mean, we are still in good. We're a good team. We only lost 2 games all season. We'll be fine. We rotated a little bit. Probably shouldn't have done. Probably a bad idea. We're playing against Chiangrai United B, who, if you remember, we did play against their A team on our cup run. They're the team that knocked us out. It was 5-4 after extra time. So the fact that we took their A team that close to knocking them out of the cup, surely we can deal with their B team, right? It'll be fine. It's home and away legs, so 2 matches. We're at home first, and this is the team. It's Jun Soy in goal, a back 4 of Permson Boom, Junom Boabao, Suk Praset, and Sukini. He's a youngster who we've brought up from the youth team. If you're wondering who he is, and Permson Boom has moved over to the left to cover for the departure there. And then we've got our very new look midfielder, Thong Chai, But D Srirakasa, and Korn Thong. And then on the left, it's Kirirom. On the right, Loni, Jamikorn, and Jardin up front. Looking through that team, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are loans. Jardin's already leaving next year. And Sukini is a youngster that we wouldn't use if we didn't have to. That means almost this entire team will not be here next year. So, regardless of what happens over these next 2 matches, we have a big rebuild and or a job hunt ahead of us. But it would be an awful lot easier to do both of those things if we're doing it from the 2nd tier rather than the 3rd tier. So, let's do a football. Let's win the playoff. Cornthong has got a lot of space to aim at here, and he finds it. What a way to get your first goal in a raging mackerel shirt. It's 1-0, 5 minutes on the clock. That is a beautiful free kick. And, I mean, they gave him so much space to aim at. Absolute madness. 1-0, though. That'll do nicely. Let's 4 or 5 up by half time, and then I can chill out a little bit. You know how much I hate a playoff, but maybe playoffs won't be cursed on the Pentagon. Wouldn't that be a thing? They've been cursed in non-league to legend for years, but maybe Pentagon, Kev, can do playoffs. That would be a lovely novelty. I don't know why it's telling me in the text commentary that Jardin's bearing down on goal. The man's got 25 goals this season. If he's bearing down on goal, you stick that in a highlight because there's a good chance he's probably going to score it. I mean, in that situation, he didn't, but it still would have been nice to see why. We like to watch him miss chances. When we see him miss a few sitters, he then usually goes on to score screamers. That's how he rolls. That is a very confident ball back to the goalkeeper that we just about got away with. I mean, the keeper absolutely hacked at it to get it clear, but we do escape, and we're trying to find Jardin but can't find him, and it's back with the rascals who are trying to ruin my day, and they've got in behind us there, and luckily that is some genuinely terrible finishing to leave us 1-0 up as we go past the halfway point of the first half. With it being a 2-legged thing, we need more than a 1-0 win in the home leg. I don't feel at all confident if this is the final score. We need to give ourselves something a little bit more comfortable going into that second leg, or else I'm going to be very afraid. They're clearly happy just to sit back. They've only had 2 shots on target in the match. We're giving them a lot of the ball, and they're not really showing any ambition with it. They're just set up the 2 banks of 4, making themselves hard for us to break down, happy knowing that they bring us back to their place, which presumably they have a nice big shiny ground to play at because we've already been there. I don't know if the B team plays at the A team stadium, but it's going to be quite an intimidating location for us. And Cornthong is on the run again. He's gone past 2 players. Cornthong is through on goal, and that would have been absolutely sensational. That man is a man we would like to be at the club next year. I don't know how likely it is to happen, but he is definitely showing why we decided to bring him in when we did. And we're doing a pervert corner, but unfortunately we're not able to score from it. I mean, we probably should have just done a normal person corner rather than a pervert corner in the circumstances. Right, it's another free kick. Presumably it's going to be Cornthong again. It is. They've given him even more space to aim at this time. Put it where I've put the arrow. That's where we're aiming. That spot there. Oh my word, he nearly did it again. He's single-handedly trying to drag us into the 2nd tier. Absolute madness from him. But everyone else needs to step up a little bit. We seem to have a bunch of cowards who, I mean, where's Jardin? Where's his contribution today? Right, that is a weird pass from Thongchai. And we end up under a little bit of pressure. They've got in behind us again here. Our back four. I mean, there was no being in a line there, was it? It was like a crinkle cut chip, that back line. It was ridiculous. Right. Substitutions ahoy. We're obviously leaving Jardin on, but Jamicorn, I think, can come off. Lolthong, who is going to be leaving as well, he can come off. We can get Sukyu on, and we'll make... In fact, we'll leave him as a ball-winning midfielder. He was always the playmaker before, but ball-winning midfielder is his best role. And I think we've got players ahead of him who are better playmakers than him now. So I think we can probably leave him to do that. And that might be all the changes I feel the need to make. So 2 midfielders are playing well. Obviously, Kirirom and Jardin are our 2 best attacking players and have been all season, and we still want goals. The back 4 is always a worry, but the back 4 always will be a little bit of a worry. But Sukani, who is the youngster who we'd probably not want as part of that if we could avoid it, is the one having the best game so far. Right, Wang In's going to come on. Kirirom's tiring, so we can bring Chenerong on for him, and Sukani can now come off for another Thongchai. We took one off. You can only have one Thongchai on the pitch at a time. Right, we could really use a second goal here, but it's probably even more important that we don't now concede one. Sukyu, ball over the top, looking for Jardin, who's chasing it. I mean, he's managed to get there. It's right in the corner, and he's won a corner. Did he win a corner? No, he was offside all along. I thought he'd done really well to win us a corner there, but alas, 'twasn't to be. And now with less than 10 minutes to go, a highlight starting with our keeper is a worry. But we have still got the ball, and it's Sukyu again, looking for options ahead of him. And he plays it out to Lolthong on this right-hand side, who cuts inside, lays it off to Butdi, and he has scored an absolute worldie. There you go. There's our new central midfield partnership for you, boys and girls. Butdi Sriraksa is his full name. He's here permanently. Everyone else is in on loan. Of everybody who's in this team today, he is the one that will be here next year because he's actually under contract. And that is an absolute screamer. 2-0. I feel a little bit more confident. If I can be cheeky and ask for a third, we've got 1 foot in the second tier. I'm fairly confident there's not another round after this one. I think this is just a playoff final. If I find out there's another round, I'll be very cross. But there's Butdi Sriraksa again. Permson Boom plays it out to Chenerong. He takes it down very nicely, goes past his man. I mean, he might be our starting striker again next year. Chenerong, he's been fouled there. That's a penalty, surely. It is a penalty, and this is huge. A third goal here, and we are feeling very, very confident going into that second leg. It's going to be Lolthong to take, and he absolutely bottles it. What an absolute plum. And that leaves this tie very much in the balance going into the second leg. I mean, if we concede here as well, that's double disaster with bells on. Well, 2-0, we'd have taken it going in. I do feel robbed. It should have been 3. But now we just need to do the same job again in the second leg, and we secure a promotion. Well, boys and girls, for a club like the Raging Mackerel, who've only existed for 23 years at this point, for the second time in a season, for the second time in a few months, we're playing the biggest game in the history of the football club at the same stadium. We're off back to the Singer Chiang Rai Stadium. It is where Chiang Rai United's first team plays. So it's where we lost that 5th round cup tie earlier in the season. If you look at our competition history, we've never won anything. We've never been promoted. This is our moment. It's an unchanged team. We just need to not lose. Obviously, if we can go there and win, that would be delicious. But we just need to not lose. That's all there is to it. Look at the size of the stadium. We are playing, I mean, there's 10,000 people here. Only 1,400 turned up for the first leg, and I think that was our stadium full. Over 10,000 people here for this away leg. It's quite intimidating. Cornthong with the corner. If we can score here, that would be superb, and we have scored there. It's Junom, and he has done a football goal for us. It's 1-0 on the night. It's 3-0 on aggregate. That must be it, surely. If we throw it away from here, then I was going to say I'll shave off my beard. I won't. I absolutely won't, under any circumstances, shave off my beard. But we're not going to throw it away from here because we're great. And that's great from Kirirom. Is he I thought it had been called back for a foul, but no, he wins the ball. He runs away. I don't know why he stopped. He kind of, I think he thought the whistle had gone, just like I did, and he kind of gave up on it. But there's Cornthong, ball over the top. Jardine, 1-on-1 with the keeper, and Jardine might have just scored his last ever goal for the Raging Mackerel. What a year it's been having this player at this football club. There's no logic or explanation to how he ended up here. He'll never come back. He'll never visit Thailand again in his life. But this one season of now 28 goals, which looks like it's securing us a promotion, he is the first entry into the Pentagon Challenge Hall of Fame, because we couldn't have had the season we've had without him. We'll not have as good a season next year without him. There's no way we're going to find an adequate replacement for him. I'm tempted to follow him and head off to Argentina myself. But I don't know that I'd get a job because I'm clinging on to the job here. It's only in the last few months, as it became clear we were going to win the league, that the players have started showing any kind of managerial support. And I think I need to stick around and improve my reputation and maybe do a coaching badge before we can head off to another continent. Maybe. We'll see. I really want to hang out with... I don't want this to be the last we ever see of Federico Jardine. I feel like we need to keep an eye on his career. You're going to have to remind me in the comments because I will forget. But I would like to go and find him one day and maybe hook up with him again and find out. I mean, he's still only 22. We could be managing in Argentina in 10 years and he just happens to be there. And wouldn't that be a lovely thing? He's obviously never going to be a top flight player. He never would have come to us at 21 years old, but he's been a hero for us and we'll love him forever for it. And Kirirom, I mean, if it hadn't been for Jardine, would be getting this love treatment. But he's obviously going to be going back to his parent club as well. And it's going to be the whole front three is going to be gone. 2 of the 3 midfielders are going to be gone. The centre-back partnership's going to be gone. It's going to be a very different Raging Mackerel next year. We've got a very, very busy summer ahead of us and we've got no money. So I only hope that we get a decent budget to do a rebuild with. If we don't get a decent budget, I think I might have to move on, which I'd be sad to move on. Obviously, we've had a better time here than we had at Precision, but I'm not going to stick around and get a relegation on my record. I'm not interested in that. If we get towards the start of the season and this team isn't as good as the one that's playing right now, I sling my hook and we're off, and we'll be off somewhere else with a promotion under our belts and hopefully a little bit of reputation boost that comes with it. We have let Chiang Rai back into the game ever so slightly, though. It's 4-1 on aggregate now. Kitty strikes again. 3-1 on the night. 5-1 on aggregate. We've had a lot of fun at this stadium. Maybe we'll go and manage Chiang Rai United because we've enjoyed 2 big battles with them this year. We like the ground. We could come and manage here. I don't want to manage their B team. I'll manage their A team. We'll go all the way up to the top flight and manage the A team. I think that's reasonable. Do we take off Jardine for a standing ovation at some point? I think we probably have to. I mean, he's not going to get one. We're away from home, and I imagine 10,200 of the 10,300 people who are here are Chiang Rai United fans, because it's quite a long journey for us to come all the way up here, even though it's a playoff final. It's a long old trip, and it's a trip that our faithful would have already made once this season for the cup. They're fed up of coming up here. I'm fed up of coming up here, although this has been a much nicer trip than the previous one. Nicer weather. Is there nicer weather in October? I don't know what the weather's like in Thailand. Maybe we should go. Who wants to come to Thailand with me? I'm probably not going to go to Thailand. Tackle him! If we let them back into the game, I'll be cross. This guy has looked lively, though. Let's make some substitutions. There you go. Lol Thong can come on. We'll move Sukani over there. Thong Chai can come on. We are going double Thong Chai momentarily. And I think we get Sukyu on for probably his final appearance. The fact he's now lost his place. I know a lot of the midfield are leaving, but the fact he's now lost his place as part of the promotion team, he got injured and never really got back into the team. I think he's probably going to be moving on this summer because he's probably not going to be good enough for the next league up, which is what we're going to find with a lot of these players. We're going to have almost a blank slate to fill. I just hope we have the money. I need to see. I'm done with the match now. If we could move on, I would like to see the money, thanks. We've got money coming, and I need to know how much money there is. Right, Kirirom, standing ovation for him. And then I mean, we're going to leave Jardine on. We're going to let him try and score one more goal, and we'll get Wang in on. I mean, Wang in even is someone who's probably going to be moving on. They're all out of contract. It's going to be a very strange team next year. I'm not going to... I want my boys. I want my loanees to stay forever. We've put together a beautiful team. Now give me a trophy lift. Do we get a trophy for winning the playoff? We better. It does say final there. I've only just noticed that. No, there's no trophy lift. That alarms me. Have we been promoted? I really would like to see some confirmation that we've been promoted and there's no other nonsense that we have to do. There you go. There's confirmation we've won the playoff. It doesn't actually say we've been promoted, though. I want to see those words. There we go. Next message up. We have been promoted to Thai League 2 M150 Championship. Up the raging mackerel. We got 30 grand for doing it. Now let's see how much we've got in budgets. We had 10 grand a week wage budget at the moment. He needs to double. See, that's less than we had at the start of the season. No transfer budget and less wage budget we had at the start of this season is troublesome. I don't know that I can completely rebuild the team for that kind of money. It might be time to move on. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. In the meantime, I'm going to go and celebrate my trophy liftless promotion. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.